I just want to go back to that last question. Every time I try to go walk the field with Malcolm, he always leave me behind. I just want to put that on tape, just because you already try to cap. Every time.
That is not true.
Every time.
That is not true.
That is true.
He's nowhere to be found.
I be ready to go walk too.
I do not know where he be at. I check the training room. I check everywhere.
Hey.
He's not there.
This team is full of guys like y'all, older guys who have been through the ringer. It's not full of a bunch of guys who, maybe were the 5-star recruit who then were on 10-win team after 10-win team. Just kind of what, like, I guess, personality that's built that y'all have that maybe other teams don't.
I feel like we all have the same mindset for coming into camp. We know we did good last year, but that's last year. We got to move forward and grow. So improvement is needed, and we did that, but it's more improvement in the tank. So I feel like more we came together as a brotherhood. We trust each other. We hang out with each other. We just build a brotherhood around each other. So we trust the next man that's next to us.
For me, I would say, that finding that balance is just holding each other accountable. Like, we can't ever let nobody slack off. No days off. Everybody's foot is on the gas. Like, I can't ever let him take a day off because that means I'm taking a day off. So I'm getting on his case every day. Literally saying. So, like, and one thing about it with this team is just how loaded we are. One thing about it, we're always competing. Like, there's not a day where we're not yelling at each other, competing with each other, just firing each other up. Like, just speaking in the D-line room, like me, Fisk, Dylan, Mal, Byron, and whoever else is joining, like every time we finish a workout, we doing an ab workout, and we literally going hard, like seeing who can last the longest, just different stuff like that. We just finding different ways to keep each other engaged and competing and keeping that edge.
How soon does prep for the next week start? So you finish a game, like, do y'all have a time period where you let yourself, okay, I'm going to take the night to enjoy the win, or like how quickly do y'all have to get back into that mindset? Okay, let's correct the mistakes. Let's jump into next week.
I'm literally correcting my mistakes that same night. So again, like you said, fans, they enjoy the game or whatever the outcome was. They go home and enjoy the rest of their night. For me, for my type of outlook and how when we finish games and preparing for the next game, I'm literally looking at film that same night because they upload it to us that same night. I'm looking right at it at like, depending on what time the game is, but like if it's like a 7:30 game when we finish by 11, I'm looking at film at 12 o'clock at night. And that's like after I'm done showering and everything and stuff like that, I'm literally in my bed on my iPad watching film. And I probably won't go to sleep until 1 a.m. and then right back up at like 8, 9, eating breakfast and then head up to the stadium to go work out.
Well, for us to try to prove our game, we want to look at the stats, how we finishing blocks, how we getting off blocks, how we making a tackle, if we in the right gap or in the wrong gap. It's a lot of things we can correct just by watching the film. How you getting off the ball, how you have your hand placements. It's basically simple things for us, but for people that don't know, it's a mystery. But
right,
breaking it down, it's kind of pretty simple, but that's what we look at to improve our game.
Looking through it, just making sure, like, because for me, visualization is key for me. I have to visualize everything. So when I see how I'm in game and even in practice, I'm like, okay, if I can do that technique every time, every play, I'll be good.
What's the most intense day of practice in the week and what makes it?
Tuesday?
Okay.
Definitely Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Definitely.
If we getting off that break from Monday and it's like, we right back at it.
And then Tuesday is our where we install a lot of stuff, where we implement a lot of stuff, and definitely a lot of run stuff. So we're hitting each other, doing different run drills, team periods, different stuff like that. So definitely Tuesday.
So let's go to Saturday. Saturday, do you have a set pregame playlist like that you lock into every week, or is it change throughout the season?
Change throughout the season for me.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
Mine, like, it's weird because like throughout my whole career of football, I've always had like a playlist. I have a playlist from when I was in middle school on different apps.
There are gonna be songs that be like, yeah, that was great.
Let's say I got one song. In the air tonight.
Oh,
I have to listen to it. I've been doing that since high school, so it's like a routine. I just have to.
Like Phil Collins?
That's a tough song. That's definitely a tough song.
I have to.
That is not what I would have guessed for blaring in the headphones.
For me, it is. I can't say for everybody else, but for me, it is. Most definitely.
You have 75,000 to 85,000, depending on the game. People like going absolutely nuts over the game that y'all are playing on the field. What is that like when you're in it? Like, do y'all? I mean, obviously you're focused on the game, but do you ever get to take a second to just kind of look around and be like, holy cow, like a small city worth of people are here to watch us do this?
Only reason I say yes because after a big play or a sack, you get up and just look around and everybody just like cheering, and it's just like an unbelievable sight. It's like, dang, I wouldn't imagine this many people would be, paying their attention to us. But after a while, you go to the sideline, it's like, offense time, we got to root on the offense, like we they cheerleaders. So it's a return favor.
Honestly, I'd be so locked in. I really, like, don't get me wrong, I know, like, so when we run out the tunnel for our tradition, we break the Seminole Head coming out our new tunnel. I definitely notice all the fans, and it's a surreal feeling. I never get tired of seeing it, just seeing all the fans fill up the stands, going crazy with the tomahawk chop. Like it is crazy, but like when I'm on the field playing, I'm literally so locked in I don't even realize they're in the stands. I'm just focused on my opponent, and I'm getting ready to just whoop them the whole game. So that's what I'll be locked into.
Just tunnel vision, just
literally like I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm just focused on what's in front of me, and everything else just kind of like blanks out. Sometimes I don't even hear the noise. I'm not even gonna kid with you on that one.
It's like that.
Great.
So what's a better feeling when you're at home and you do something, get a sack, crowd erupts, or when you're on the road and you do something and you just get to feel all the wind fall out of the sails of the opposing team and the whole place just goes silent because you just kind of ruined their night with that play?
I'll say wait. Like you said, just hearing that crowd just go mute is the best feeling. Because they up cheering and saying this, that, and third. Come down to it, get a sack, and it's like, y'all was just talking like a minute ago. What happened?
That's tough.
Is there a particular win or two that stick out in your mind that you still, reflect on as like, yeah, that's the one that probably meant the most to you for whatever reason? And then is there a game that you're looking forward to specifically this year?
Oh, so looking back on my career and the games I played in, one game that I would that stands out is obviously it's a recent game actually when we beat Florida this past season, because for me in my career I've never beat Florida until this past year, and I literally do not like them at all. I do not like them at all. And when that clock hit that 0, I don't know, like it just felt amazing.
Honestly, is it a little cooler when you could be like, yeah, the defense just won that?
100%, because obviously the saying defense wins championships. So obviously when the defense finishes out a game, knowing the amount of work that we put in, not even throughout the season, but just throughout the week, throughout the day, throughout the film sessions, knowing that we prepared for that moment and knowing that we closed that moment out is the best feeling. The best feeling is that you get to do with your brothers, and they had your back and you had their back. So
then when y'all win, Malcolm, we've already kind of talked about, then you get back to film, but y'all win, like, what's the team doing? So there's some film involved. Y'all get to celebrate it all, like, before you start that session? Like, what? I mean, we know the rock gets broken, but, like, is it just y'all at least have a party in the locker room for a minute, just enjoy it?
Yeah, we celebrate after the rock is broken. We hear the speech. And after that, we just enjoying each other's time with each other. After this big win, we just party. It turns into our own little party that the fans can't see, but wish I could. But yeah, we party afterwards.
And right back to it.
Right back to it. Right back to it.
Well, guys,
it's funny though, because like we'll be jumping up and down, and as soon as Norvell comes in, everybody get quiet. And then as soon as he finishes his speech and say, let's break the rock, everybody back up jumping again. It's crazy.
How cool of a tradition has that become?
for me, it's definitely a cool tradition. I had the honor of breaking the rock for 2020 in our fall camp. I was a fall camp person, I guess. I don't know how to say it, but you know, Coach Norvell gave me that honor. I guess I had a good fall camp performance. And, you know, just being around the guys and them hyping you up, you getting ready to swing that hammer down and just getting ready to crush that rock, literally. It's definitely at first, you know, when they started bringing that tradition in, it was just like, okay, I never did this before. But then as soon as it started to get more, we started to do it more. I was like, okay, I like this. Everybody, you know, it just felt like it brought everybody together more, especially after those wins. And just being able to celebrate.